good to go.
Alright, welcome back everyone to Homebrew and to the Call of the Hunger. Ow! Our group here is setting back off on the journey with their newfound friend, Figured. Figured recently gave them a beautiful brew from the blossoms that he tended on his hillock. The timberman was recently received a messenger vulture telling him he needs to go and talk to the other keepers of the dryads. Because, as the players well know, Watandu Last is sending an ultimatum to the denizens of his forest. Group up with me, or I will let all of your enemies just have ya. So, that's going on. While that's going on, our players decided, hey, let's go talk to these timbermen and see if they might have some information about where our beloved Emery could find the tears of a weeping willow, true weeping willow, because she needs those. Otherwise, her deal comes due, so to speak. And so we start off on the morning of the 8th morning of our journey. On the 8th afternoon of our journey, as Figured leads you to the Nexus, the place that the timbermen are set up to meet. From there, so you guys are up in the canopy as of now, and you take some time to wind your way down to the thicket lands. You are on a hillock that pushed itself up into the canopy. And so, Figured spent some time trying to find the closest descent to get into the thicket lands. And you guys set off at a reasonable pace. Figured realizes that he's got to slow down for you guys because he's a bit taller than you, and so his gait is just naturally causing some distance. But eventually, you guys end up bedding down for the night. After you've gotten up and out of off of the ground floor, seeing as it got dark rapidly quick once you got off the hillock. Is there anything that you guys want to do as you are traveling?
I was gonna search for some snacks along the way.
Sticky snacks?
Yeah.
I am also starving to death. I would also join with the foraging.
Okay. I'll have you both give me a survival check.
Absolutely.
Cunning to Oogie. Oh no.
Oh, can I have another yellow?
0-2.
Can't just re-roll one of the yellows, huh?
No.
Never.
Oh man. I only got 3 advantage.
3 advantage? And you?
2 advantage.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, looking around, the lighting is pretty dim as you're walking through the feeding grounds, and then you get up into the thicket lands, and you're just struggling to keep up with Figured as he's moving back and forth and trying not to. Like a couple of times you're like, Barry, and you go to lean over to grab something, and you realize, oh, sheer drop right below. Like if I miss this branch, so you're like, never mind, and you guys keep clunking along without much to be able to find.
Figure, I have a question.
He kind of slowly rotates around. Why, sure.
Oh yeah, he's a giant tree person.
We were wondering about this earlier, and I hope it's not rude to ask, but I suppose it's better to ask and then know rather than just to make assumptions, right? So, if you're a tree person that produces fruit, is it or isn't it rude for someone to eat said fruit?
Oh, as a producer of fruit, most trees don't mind if you imbibe. In fact, it's considered a courtesy, as many trees rely on your eating of the fruit to provide them with offspring.
Oh, that makes sense. Thank you.
Of course. He cleans his little glasses on one of his leaves, puts them back on, turns around with his billowing cape of leaves.
And in the same vein, is it
Vine.
rude to ask for the tears of a weeping willow? Or is that kind of same thing?
You'd have to ask the willow, as I myself not been one for that, but the tears of the weeping willow are a bit of a sensitive nature. I myself haven't dealt with willows in a long time.
All right, fair enough.
However, I would say, how keen are you on losing some of your life blood? Us, as sap beings, are, in need of our sap. It holds us together, binds us, and provides us with the sustenance we need. I'm not sure the true nature of the weeping willow's tears, but it's the closest thing that I can approximate to tear ducts for myself.
Ah, see what you mean. Yes. Sensitive, certainly. Okay.
We don't have the schools of anatomical reference and biological botanicals as you might have in some of your great cities out here in the forest. We just tend to ask each other what we know. I appreciate you. And he continues to walk as you guys are chatting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And eventually it becomes evening, and you guys bed up for the night, I assume.
Yeah. Do we use our rations?
Yeah, you can either eat your rations and recover 1 health, or you can skip eating and take a damage.
I'm gonna take a damage because I only have 1 food left, and I'm used to living in that hole. I'm used to being hungry for a bit, so I'm gonna ration.
Half rations. All right.
All right. Food syrup, you need it. We have a few rations here.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you guys each give me a discipline check as you bed down for the night, and I think I have on one of these. You guys is maybe I have it on my other sheet here. Call. What the heck is that? Look for you guys. I'm looking for you guys as story points.
I have 1.
0.
2 triumphs and 2 successes.
Wow.
It's the best roll I've ever gotten.
I'm gonna upgrade Austin's roll and Sarah's roll.
Upgrade it.
Yes.
Oh, like give us our story points back.
So with your story points, yep.
3 and 3 for me.
1 and 1.
1 and 1. Okay. With the triumphs on Dustin's roll, I'm going to say, what's the order of your guys' your taking watch?
Oh, taking watch?
Oh.
I'll take first watch, but then my blood sugar's gonna dip because I skipped a meal, so I'll want to sleep after that.
Okay.
Doesn't matter to me.
I'll take second watch.
Alright.
Figure there are more things to bonk in the dead of night.
Okay.
I can be an early riser.
Who does the bonking here? Is it you or is it me? Because I think we're getting confused about who's allowed to bonk and who isn't.
I use bonk as a general term for violence.
Well, I think that we should have a conversation about our roles in the party, because I'm feeling threatened.
Like,
Wow.
Look, we're both violent, murderous, unhinged psychopaths, and nobody can take that away from us. It's not about the party, it's about who we are as people wherever we go.
It's really not.
First you take my job, then you insult me, sir? I am a healer. I am not a psychopath.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear.
I can't for the life of me find where I had your guys' story point, so I'll just write a new line here.
I have 2 now that you burned another one on me.
Okay.
I have one.
Emery. Sorry, 2, 1. And then Dustin.
That's me.
How many story points do you have?
I think I've only used one, so I should have one.
Yeah, it should say on your sheets. There's a spot to keep track of your story points. But I will now.
Yeah, on the same sheet as like your wounds and strain, I think.
Yeah, I see it. It's just I don't think I've been keeping track of it because I never think to use it.
Yeah.
I do believe I have one.
Yeah. We'll just call you at 1. Yeah, you typically use them for either upgrading a check or you use them for giving your weapon breach, which is pretty cool. Here we go. Okay. Sorry, I just needed to roll out a d4 here. Okay. In the dead of night, Emery is tossing and turning. And you notice a bit of a sweat developing on her forehead. And I'm not sure what you're dreaming of, but you find yourself waking up and just kind of having like that shaky leg, restless syndrome. Okay. You can you add this to your list of traits. Restless.
Restless. My list of traits.
Yep, so flaws, fears, desires.
Oh.
So you can put it as a flaw, probably. Restless. Okay. And then I have a severity ranking of faint/nuisance.
Okay.
So as far as role playing goes, it's a faint nuisance. You're restless. It's not like you're like so over the top restless or anything like that. But
can I add it to my negative conditions?
Yep, sure. And Ilya, you pick up on this, and there's still that feeling about this place that is being made manifest now. I don't know if you guys are on edge. What it is, there's a little bit of combativeness that comes quick to tongue. Like maybe Wretch wasn't, too caring about who's doing the bonking around here, but now he's feeling like he's it's starting to be one of those things where there's a little bit of competition in the air, so to speak.
And my dream was that I was my elk. I experienced its perspective in our last fight.
And then it explodes.
Yeah. Wake up.
By the way, real quick, my sheet says I'm disoriented for the day. Was that yesterday or is that now?
Yeah, that'll go away now. Yep.
Oh, okay. Got off easy on that one.
Yep, so then you guys can all recover all your strain and recover 1 HP if you ate as well. Okay. As you guys move along into the next day, you're forced to take a dip back down to the feeding grounds. And as you guys start moving along, you start to notice something. Sure.
Can I make my summon again?
Do you have the supplies?
I collected them from last time, right? Or when he exploded, does he?
When he exploded, you would had to have done a survival check to regather the supplies. At which point you would have been told how much you would have gathered.
I have 4 encumbrance worth, and then.
Yeah. So yeah, I think you have 400 or whatever the increment is, and I think you needed 500. It says on the thing how much. On the spell, how much you need. No problem.
50 rarity 1 supplies.
Yep. Okay. So I think that means you need 5 encumbrance worth.
I have that. I also have
Perfect.
6 to 9 creature spells worth of like little orc stuff. So I just have to fill in the blanks with.
If you guys want a bit later of a start to the day, you can do that. Yes.
If I want a later start.
Yeah, and you know what? I would allow you to start working on it during your watch, but it would mean that you're not as vigilant during your watch. You know what I mean?
No, I'll just not. Especially after my dream. I feel bad. Give him rest.
Okay, so I mean, also with Restless, you would have had itchy leg syndrome, and you could have gotten up earlier to start in on this. So, your choice.
I don't want to hold everybody else up to do my stuff. So.
Time-wise or in-game wise? The players or characters?
Characters.
Okay.
Like they're already sidelining for me.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, sure. On the next day, as you guys move down into the feeding grounds, you notice a body. It appears to have a large laceration on its hide as it lays slumped over on the side of a tree up ahead.
Oh, figure, do you recognize that? Or what that animal may
He
be?
looks over. Oh,
An animal or a person?
that's a poor quilled sloth. It's a massive beast with gray fur and large, like porcupine-like quills off of it, but it's about the size of a bear. And the quills are respectively enlarged. It is a dead quilled sloth.
Oh. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, I feel so bad.
Well,
Sorry, what was that, Dustin?
I was going to say, well, whatever killed that is very large and probably very fearsome, so we should be on watch.
I loot the body.
You go over to loot the body. It's missing a head, and it's gotten a pierce, like a large puncture mark straight into its side. It appears to have been something about this long but thin. Give me a survival check. You've got a mace, but do you have like a dagger or anything like that?
I feel like I would have grabbed myself that, but does not look like it. Heavy mace, armor. I still have a cinder block.
You can't loot the body using a cinder block.
No! I'm so hungry. I'm gonna take a couple of the quills and just start nibbling on them as we walk.
Wait, do you say you're so hungry as you're going? Because I can give you a knife.
I do say I'm so hungry as I start nibbling on literal quills.
As much as I think you probably should avoid eating meat when you can. I get it. It's fine. Here you go. Here's a knife. And at least you're not the one who killed it. You're just, making use of what's there. Yeah.
Because I was a wanderer for a long time, so I feel like I'm used to, like, using all parts of an animal. I don't think I was picky on the road.
Yeah, well, your survival check will tell you how good you are at foraging. Go ahead and give me a survival check.
Good is different. I was just justifying my actions.
Yeah.
In case people were like, can't believe you would eat a dead animal, and it's like, listen, Wretch has seen some stuff.
It'd be
He's
way
been curing
worse than
diseases
a live
across the
animal.
Badlands.
There you go. Well, it's
1 and
still
2.
living. Oh man. Okay, you find enough for a day's rations of food. But you're like hacking off the hide, trying not to get stuck with the quills, and you end up pulling up enough good meat for that. If you like,
it immediately. I scarf it immediately.
Nice.
I am starving from last night.
if you'd like to take an hour, you can spend more time and get enough rations for your two compatriots for today as well. But that's probably about as much material as you can pull from this thing of like solid food that you're familiar with.
Can I just have one quill?
Yeah, you can pull a quill.
I turn, and as I'm like chomping on this raw flesh that I'm just relying on pure resilience and Dahlia's favor to not give me disease, like I'm very used to doing that all the frickin' time. I kind of turn to the others and I'm like, you, anybody want some?
I'm not-
You know, no, thank you.
Dead sloth, anybody? I'm assuming Emery's gonna say no,
Yeah, no.
and that makes sense. I
Okay,
offered.
cute.
All right, we're good.
As you guys move along, you come across in the next several hours several more creatures, all left dead, but nothing taken from their body other than one of them has broad sweeping lacerations. A couple have it looks like their spines broken.
Do I know why, like, if there's something valuable from their head or something like that, you know, like, is there a particular reason why they would take the head of a, like, are they all the sloths, or are they different things?
No, the first one was the sloth. The second one is a crocodile that was killed. And looks like it was disemboweled, actually.
Oh.
Then the head.
Oh.
There's even a brace of flying monkeys. Like, they remind me of like almost like a gargoyle type monkey, where they're not necessarily a chimpanzee, but they're, you know, of probably about the same size as a chimpanzee, just more gray toned, bigger faces on them. But yeah, you see several of their wings slashed. It's a group of about 6 of them. Those heads weren't taken, but it appears that they've all been killed and moved on from. Give me your knowledge nature check for determining if the heads are valuable in some way, shape, or form.
I think I get it now. I was the first, but let's see what she thinks. Okay. 3 success, 3 advantage.
You look at the bodies, and no, I mean, a crocodile's hide is valuable. A sloth's quills are valuable. There's not much valuable off of the monkeys, although their wings have been known to be harvested at the spine for particularly Lamore, which is close by, in hopes for grafting. But aside from that, it kind of boggles you, and that's when Wallaby kind of scoffs at the most recent killings, looks over at you. Looks like my brother's handiwork.
What?
Looks at the
That was done
Aishuelu.
by a tree?
No,
Oh,
Wallaby.
Sean Connery.
Wallaby.
Oh, okay.
Did I say figured?
no.
No, you said.
thought you may
Wallaby.
have.
Okay. Wallaby looks at him.
Understood.
Looks at you guys and goes, looks like a sport kill.
Hmm.
No other creature other than a sapient are known for it.
No other creature other than what?
Sapient. So,
Sapient.
yeah,
Gotcha.
bipedal, knowledgeable creatures. Though usually my compatriots at the Bracken Bastion know much better than to do this. It's as if we must have an errant, misguided child amongst us who would threaten to upset the balance we have with the local community. I'm shocked, I figured. It is sad to see such waste. These poor creatures. It is known that it's fair game on the fields, but most gone back. Have gone back to Black Phillip and been recycled in time. Well, I'll make sure that these 8 get put to good use. He starts like picking up the monkeys and like holding on to them.
Oh.
At least they can live on, hopefully as a dryad.
I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess.
Oh, wait. That's a dryad? The monkeys?
Sorry. Their bodies can be used. Their spirits are gone. But we can reclaim their bodies, use them, without having to put more creatures at risk for the sake of us timbermen.
Huh. So you use other things' bodies to make?
Sometimes we use what we have available. And organics are preferred material to host for the timberman's soul transfer.
Oh. You learn something new every day.
Violent green is people.
You guys continue on with your day with not much else at play. Eventually, you find another ascent, getting you up off of the ground floor without much getting in your way. Sigurd finds you guys a place to sleep as you guys bed down for the night. You can consume 1 ration if you'd like to heal 1, or you can skip if you'd like to take a damage.
And try to find stuff again.
Okay.
Even
I would
just
also
at
like
the
to try to
campsite.
find stuff.
Okay, so you guys are going to devote some time in the thicketlands for food gathering.
Yeah.
I was thinking, like, when we were at our campsite, just look around there.
Yep, in the thicketlands, yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go ahead and give me survival checks.
Oh, I'm so good at these.
I'm supposed to be good at these.
A 4 and 0 with 2 green dice.
Wow. 2 and 3.
Actually,
He was serious about
you
it
said
this
4
time.
and 0, and then 2 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Between the two of you, you find 3 days food rations.
Yay!
Managing to pick your way through the thicketlands without slipping and falling at any point. You have to wind your way up and down through some branches that are about 20 feet apart, but you do pick berries that you think will sit just fine with some other fruits.
Okay.
All right. Can I have 2 of them? Good lady dryad.
You can have all 3.
Wretch Braventail, good day.
As you guys bed down for the night, I need you to give me another discipline check.
I don't know. What if I say no? Or 1 and 1.
Oh, and this is
Discipline?
day.
Yeah.
3 success.
You're so disciplined.
Austin?
3 and 2.
You're still feeling restless, Emery. That hasn't abated, but you guys get through the night without any exacerbated symptoms. and life moves on. On the next day, when you guys wake up, actually, Ilya, give me a vigilance check.
Yes, sir. Vigilance.
Vigilance, vigilance on the floor.
He's vigilant like he never vigiled before. Oh, goodness, no, I was not. I got one advantage.
Okay. As you guys wake up the following morning and prepare to break camp, you do end up finding a severed sloth head sitting in your camp.
Was that there before?
It's troublesome. Does
When did that get there?
it belong to the tree?
Tend not to leave sloth heads just lying around.
I just wore
Sigurd!
Here,
Sigurd, is this your sloth head?
Oh my! Wallaby goes, this calls for a drink. Starts taking a swig.
anything.
It's
called
4 in the morning, dude!
For
another drink.
Clearly you're a little, your eyes are a little crossed. If we were in the canopy, you'd see that the sun has risen and it is a beautiful out. Plus, we're alive. It's time to celebrate, at least on behalf of the sloth.
It doesn't
Eric,
look
you're
like
missing
he's much in the mood for celebrating.
He goes, he pulls out a little cup and he goes, time to pour one out for him. And he goes to dump out some alcohol for the sloth and then catches it in his cup. Oh! You have to conserve around here. It's the way. It's when in Rome, right?
What is Rome? You're a very strange man.
It's okay. In the Black and Bastion, we value education. It's this place out in Guayaquil. Splendid wine. I have to say.
I thought it was Rome, like we're always roaming. So when
Oh, yeah.
in Rome,
When we roam.
Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you roam,
Yeah.
build up that cirrhosis.
That's good.
The figure goes, oh my. It appears we have company nearby. We should make most haste to the Nexus, or at least we'll have company in numbers.
I always thought we were being watched. I kind of look around and see if I can catch anybody, you know. So
Sure. Take a look around.
I won't be successful, but
I will do the same. This is quite spooky.
3
Is that an investigation?
1.
This would be perception.
Okay. I did roll the right thing. 3 success, 1 advantage.
Oh, actually, I'm pretty good with that.
Wretch
Oh
is
my
still
goodness.
just concerned with our local drunkard friend, so I'm too distracted to investigate.
Glad you
5
did not-
advantage.
Okay, so 3 success and what?
5 advantage.
You just got 5 advantage? Okay.
3 success,
Yeah.
1 advantage.
For a moment, you think something catches your eye, Emery. And then you look back, and there's nothing there. Up in the canopy. And then you see 2 birds flying out.
Can I lay a trap?
Sure. Where are you laying a trap?
Like, before, like, where you would follow us, you know, like,
Yeah.
if a trail or something, like, put it behind us and conceal it.
Yeah, I would allow you to make a use 5 supplies to make a trap, and then I want you to do a magic check to make the trap, but a skullduggery check to hide the trap. What kind of trap is it going to be? snare?
If possible, something that would like catch on to him, not just like a snare, but like a bear trap type of a thing. You know?
So something that would do damage?
Like that would
Or-
hurt him, yeah.
Okay. Do you have any like higher than rarity 1 supplies?
I have 8 rarity 2. I
Okay.
have chitin.
Okay, I would allow you to use 5 rarity 1 and then add 3 rarity 2s to give it some extra teeth, so to speak, to be able to like latch out. Because it's not just sticks and branches, rope at that point.
Yeah, I got the chitin will count
Okay.
for that, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
So, okay. I will try. Although, it's probably too smart. Okay.
So first do your spellcasting.
Oh, it's a mechanics test, right? I'm not doing...
I didn't know if you're gonna imbue it with magic or not. Then yeah, it would be a mechanics check if you're doing it like an all natural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Au naturel.
Because I don't know how far behind or whatever, you know. You gotta be kidding me.
Uh-oh.
7 advantage.
Killing it.
Okay.
No difference.
You go to set up this trap, and with your 7 advantage, I would allow you to like you get frustrated, and you either put the supplies back,
Yeah.
or I'll allow you to forcibly do it with magic. Like you get frustrated enough, especially if you're restless.
That's, you know what, sure. Do that because
Okay, so
that's more thematic for...
So recheck with your magic as you're like trying to get the pieces like set quite right, but you can't you can't make a spring mechanism. How do I spring this, right?
Mm-hmm. I got 3 and 3 with magic.
2 and 3. Okay. So you can't recover any strain off of the check, but you do end up making the trap. Now it's just a matter of hiding it in a way that would potentially snare someone who would be coming through here.
Okay. Which would be, you said a skullduggery check, right?
Yes, and this is going to be versus their vigilance perception.
Can I upgrade my own check with the story point?
Yes, you can.
I'll try. See, look at me, spending story points.
Yeah, girl.
2 and 2.
Set up the trap,
Yep.
and you guys go on your way.
Maybe that'll catch him.
Okay. So the magic is just to have it spring, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Becomes sentient and will detonate when somebody tries to disarm or circumnavigate. Increases difficulty of those actions by the successes to action by the advantage. So,
Okay.
and it lasts 10 minutes. So if he's more than 10 minutes behind, then I guess it's just a normal trap at that point. It doesn't have the
Right.
brains anymore.
As you guys leave, some time goes by. Probably 5 or so minutes. And you feel the trap go off. You hear nothing.
I caught him. Do we go back?
Did you say that out loud with the rest
Yeah.
of us?
Yeah.
If you caught something,
Yeah. Yeah, alright.
might be wise to ready our weapons in the meantime.
Okay. It's better to see whoever it is, right? I mean, I'll
Yeah,
just
I'm gonna draw my sword.
I'll let you take the lead if you don't mind, Ilya.
I will draw my sword and shield and get ready to eviscerate.
Figure gets a little uncomfortable. Are you sure you want to be heading back?
They're 5 minutes behind us, and we don't know what they'll do at our backs, right?
Wallaby burps. He's right. Figured sometimes you gotta put on big boy pants, John. Bark up. It's just a matter. You don't want to get your throat cut in the middle of the night, do you? I mean, I suppose you don't really have to worry about. You don't want to get your shaft all caught on flame in the night, do you? Pickard kind of pulls his glasses off and anxiously wipes them. I suppose not. Puts them back on.
Yeah, I think it'll be a much more substantial delay to our journey if we're caught unawares. And perhaps if whatever is following us is sapient and recognizes patterns after we eviscerate whatever this thing is, it may leave us alone. Maybe.
As you guys go back up and check in on your old trap, you guys see a large puff of fur in the trap. And do you go to investigate?
Mm-hmm. Cautious. But yeah.
Okay. Walking up to the trap, give me a give me a investigation check. Investigation, or we'll do what's the other one? Yeah, let's do investigation.
Just Sarah or like all of us?
Whoever's walking up to the trap.
Okay. I'm at a distance with my two-handed club, just kind of braced, like, got my arms up over it, looking around.
Okay.
3 advantage.
2 advantage.
So
No,
the two of you are walking up to it.
Yeah.
Okay. You step a
I'm on
little bit
Overwatch,
closer,
I guess you would call it.
and a little bit closer to it. And you notice that caught in your trap is a fox. But the fox appears to have, like, as you see it, it kind of like wiggles a little bit. It's really hurt, but it's still alive.
Oh. That's not what I meant to do. I'm sorry, little buddy.
Fucked up now.
I'll try to get him out of it.
Okay. Stepping closer, 2 things happen. Ilya, you notice a small piece of rope or vine wrapped around the fox's neck. And Emery, you fall through the thicketland forest floor, as it appears to have been compromised since the last time you guys were here.
Oh no.
A trap within a trap.
You fall through the floor. I need you to give me... what do you do? Falling through the floor of the thicket.
Scream and try to hold on.
Okay. So reaching out, I need you to give me an athletics check to see if you can scramble and grab something.
Okay. Athletics. I kind of knew, but you know,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta role play, and by role play I mean never roll any success. 1 advantage.
1 advantage. Okay. You fall and you clip your head on the like one of the thick branches about yay thick, and struggle to like find purchase on it. Biting your tongue. Take 1 damage. But at this point, Ilya, what are you doing?
Did she fall so far that I can't reach her?
No. She's
okay. First of all,
she's like falling through the ground right now.
When you yell, well, they trapped our trap, and then while yelling this, I'm going to dive and reach to grab Emery.
Okay.
Thanks,
Give me. So you have your shield and sword out. Is that right? Or
I
just your shield out.
had my sword and shield out.
Okay. Are you going to try to drop your sword to try to catch her?
I'm going to drop my shield to try to catch her.
Okay. You pitch your shield to the side and then jump over to try to reach out for her.
Yes.
I need you to give me a coordination check to see if you can be quick enough to react. Wretch. You notice in this time that as the fox falls, that there is a small string tethered to him. And it goes into the thickets, and you notice that following its trajectory, it comes up and out over to like it's tied off to a branch way out.
Hmm.
And it's like sloped.
3 success, 2 advantage.
Okay. You reaching out, you're able to grasp her, but immediately you catching onto her. She you can feel her weight in your arms, so increase your encumbrance by 5, if you would. You got her, but your encumbrance is increased by 5 while you're holding her.
Is there a place to mark that?
Yeah, it's in your equipment. It should be at the bottom right-hand side of your equipment. You should see your encumbrance values. You can just add +5 to that for right now, or at least keep track of what that puts you at for your threshold.
Okay. Well, that puts me at 10
What's your threshold?
for encumbrance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your
Not
brawn
nice.
+5, so it should be
Brawn +5, and then plus your bag if you have a bag of some sort.
so 8, and then I think he's got a.
I have a haversack and a backpack.
Okay, I think we already got that canceled out though,
He's
right?
got a -7 there, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, so he's just at 6 of 8, so that puts him at 11 of 8.
11. Where do I find the... Okay. My brawn is 3.
Just look at the bottom right number where it says 6 out of 8.
Oh, yeah.
That's it's all the math are done. So you're at 11 out of 8 as you grip onto her, which will be important for noting like how much can you lift up and out. That's all.
I'm gonna lay my sword down and give her the other hand, if I can.
Yep. Emery, you guys saying anything at this point, or?
I mean, I'm just panicking and terrified. I'm gonna try to find like something to rest my feet on, you know.
Okay. To try to get yourself some purchase.
Yeah.
Looking down below, you see that there's a couple of thin branches about the size of a broom handle, but too far out for you to put your foot on. But you might be able to break your fall if you end up if Ilya ends up losing hold of you.
Can I go investigate what I was seeing earlier with the whole fox thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So they're handling that, and I get kind of a feeling that it wouldn't be a great idea for us all to be looking down in the hole and get booted down there.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to wander over to where I saw something fishy
Okay.
and check it out.
Okay. While you're walking, like you can see up towards where that was tied off. And your eyes are tracing it, and you stalk toward it. Give me a vigilance check.
I am very good at vigilance, my lord.
So,
Well, naturally good. I'm not trained in it, because I think, yeah, I just have 4 green dice. But raw stat. 2 and 2.
Okay. Walking forward, you got your mace out and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You see this little vine, and you have to like shimmy along a couple of branches to get out there. It's hard to see what it is right now, but it looks like, yeah, you hear your friends in the background struggling to get up and out and everything like that. And you're probably about 30 feet away now, through like a series of like really thin branches and stuff like that. And then right at just the last moment, you notice what appears to be like a mirage. It's kind of hard to tell, but you know, like that, like the sign of like a heat wave.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Oh, man. I'm getting some vibes.
Okay. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do about that, but can I like reach towards the heat wave, but not like walk over
It's
there?
about 20 feet up.
Oh, okay, yeah. Then no.
You have like lantern oil or something?
No. Just a poor little rat. Heavy mace. I have a cinder block. Oh, but 20 feet up, there's no way I'm throwing it up there. I have a torch. Could I take an unlit torch and throw it up there? Like just to see what happens?
Oil is such a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, so you
Just chuck a
you
stick.
pull your bag, you start rummaging through to pull out a torch. Looking up, it's gone.
Huh. Yay. My suspicion rises. Alright, well, I'll keep looking around for anything that I can identify as strange. Where did the fox end up?
Oh, the fox fell and is choking next to Emery.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm assuming you guys are trying to do an athletics check, a group athletics check to pull you out.
Yeah, I was actually gonna try to use my Enervate spell on him.
Oh! On what?
So, to help Ilya pull me up. Whether I'm doing it, I don't think I can do it on him, so I was thinking like the branches or trees or roots or whatever near him to like help hold him in place as he pulls me.
You will need a free hand to cast your spell,
Oh,
because it requires somatic and verbal components.
I'm assuming I'm holding on to Ilya for dear life with both hands. Okay,
I'm assuming.
fine.
Okay, so between the two of you, you grab arms in attempts to pull you out. Give me an athletics check. I'm going to have each of you give me an athletics check.
me too, or just you two?
No, just those two.
Okay.
2 success flat.
One success, 3 advantage.
Okay. Between the two of you, you are just able to get Emery pulled up and out. Panting, you reach over and grab your sword, but your shield has fallen through the thicket down onto some branches below.
Sorry, buddy.
Anybody know any rope tricks?
I do, but
Shucks. So, is it too far to reach?
Oh yeah, it's like 100 feet down.
yeah, I don't know that I have a rope that can go that far and grab it.
But you guys are near an ascent, anyways, so you guys can start heading down and start to see if you can climb a little bit.
We're trying to head down, right?
I'm gonna have to do that. I'm not losing that shield.
It's the shield we're worried about. Bye, Copes. Have fun with your session.
Yeah. I'd yell over to Wretch. My shield fell in the hole, and I had to go get it. Be right
Okay.
back.
That wouldn't take too long if you could. I get a bad feeling about this place as I continue to look up where the Mirage used to be.
As do I, which is why I want the shield. I will do my best. I'm gonna try to head down and get my shield.
Yep. As you do, actually, never mind. I'll discuss. So yeah, it takes you a little bit of time, but given enough time, you guys can do it safely. So unless you are really pressed for time, or are going to try to get this done really quickly, I won't make you check.
I mean, I'm nervous to get out of here, but not so bad that I'd rush it.
Gotcha. Wallaby's got extra rope in his bag. You guys are able to tie off, and through a series of basic survival skills, are able to retrieve the shield and head back down and continue on your way. It doesn't. It's although it was a bit of a shaky morning. You guys get some distance behind you in your sleeping spot for the night, and Figured starts telling you guys about how close you're getting to the Nexus, and how it always just feels like coming home, so to speak, when you go towards the Nexus for him. And how there's just something about the place that is very endearing for him and for his kind. And not before long, you guys find yourselves around midday, coming by midday, you guys find Figured slowing down amongst some large trees, some of them with big red leaves, others with large green spade leaves, so ovular leaves, some oaks and some elms amongst the elder trees. And walking into not necessarily an open space, but walking around one of the large 50-foot in diameter trees, you guys come across some motions from some other branches, and from around the corner comes several bipedal branch-like creatures, timbermen, almost by your guys' assumption. But you see that there are other things incorporated into their body. Bits of bone. Even a skull where a shoulder would normally be. These trees seems to have been made predominantly of vines that have woven themselves through other inanimate material, organic and inorganic, throughout their bodies. As they walk up, Figures, "Hello, little ones. Why, it's nice to see you. How are you doing?" And he's talking to a couple of them as you guys make your way into an encampment, by the looks of it. What I mean by encampment is actually probably a bit of a bold phrase. This space doesn't really look any different than the forest that you've been traveling through before. There's no monuments of any sort, no houses, no large centerpiece trees, no bushes of an unusual color. But it seems that several of the timbermen are gathered here. And you can tell the timbermen from the dryads simply from the timbermen being much more put together, right? Like they almost look like a tree in of themselves. They are uniform from their branches of their head to the roots of their feet. And one particularly imposing tree turns around from some of the group, and he basically just looks like a big-ass piece of broccoli. Like, big plumage on the top, right? Big, dense plumage. Probably about 5 feet above, taller than the closest timberman, and most of the timbermen range from about 8 to 12 feet tall. You hear that one starts to speak up. Figured. Nice to see your face again. How is the
How is the fire blossom on these days?
Bulrau. The fire blossoms are in season, and it is a splendid, a splendid place to call home. I'm sorry that you've been so busy to have not been able to visit yourself, and you had to send your messenger. And a vulture flies down and lands on Bulrau's shoulder. And he speaks up more.
It has been unfortuitous the times we live in, but we make do and must have respite where we can.
Indeed. I am glad to say I was able to look upon my fellow keepers and druids once again. It has not been a lonely time, but it's different being amongst the flock, for sure. They walk forward, and you see that they almost give like they stop like maybe 6 to 8 feet away from each other and kind of just like close their eyes for a moment and then open them up again and then continue speaking, almost as if there was like some weird bow, but the way that they bow mustn't be something that is a visual cue. Might I add, I have brought a few extra guests. Now, I don't think that they will have any mind, will you, on the message at hand, but they did come bearing questions of their own, and I mentioned that maybe you would have the answers for the little Wooland amongst them. The large timberman kind of looks back in your guys' way, and you see several of his branches kind of like almost do like this like waving motion that he doesn't even use his hands for. It's just like his branches do it for him.
Greetings, little ones. Welcome to the Nexus.
Hello, thank you for having us.
You appear to be outsiders too, little Willand. I take it you are not of the Scythian tribes or the Flame.
No, sir. I came from a bit further away.
A bit further away, perhaps Lumber or the Highlands.
I'm from the Nantunga tribe.
Tribe.
Of the Gnarlwood?
Ah.
How did they fare, DM?
They fare well. They seem to have brokered a good relationship with the locals, being particularly Vigor Mortis and the Restless, and the other nearby cities.
Okay. They're doing quite well for themselves, actually.
Splendid. Maybe you can talk to me at some point about the deciduous kind that they have up there. They've been dealing with their generation.
Ah! Yes. Would I have actually known any of that? That sounds rather personal.
You would have been aware if they were having issues.
Mm-hmm.
Haven't been really having issues with reproduction up in the Scab or in the Gnarlwood that you're aware of. Those trees they've been faring pretty well, as a matter of fact. Now that there's been a bit of a turnaround in their life since they've had the help of the creatures that have begun to haunt their wood from Holdenford, bettering their relationship with having to deal with lumberjacks, etc. from Braunton.
Okay. Figured was mentioning a bit of the problems you've been having, but we hadn't really had that up in the Gnarlwood, and they've actually made a good relationship with the folks around, and I haven't heard of any issues like you had.
We have a thing here, and it goes in the Thing like this. Knock on wood.
And you hear his branches start waving behind him.
That was good. Yes.
Ah,
Yeah, it was funny. Yeah.
is good.
Did you get it?
Oh god.
Yeah,
Well,
get it.
Sorry, what were you saying, Dustin?
So yeah, I get it. I get the joke.
well,
And
unfortunately, we have some grave business to discuss. And at this time, since Figured has joined us, it is most imperative that we come to a consensus. We will begin the deliberations soon. So if you could take root over there for a moment, that way we may comprise ourselves of our most pressing issues.
Yes.
I think that means take a seat right over there.
would these pressing issues lead any of you to cry, perhaps? And are any of you willows?
It's okay. It's okay. That can come later. It's fine.
My dear Ratton, I think that these issues could be sensitive. You are misinformed about the nature of the weeping willows, and you need not fear our tears.
Oh.
That raises more questions than it answers, but for now I am going to go over there and sit down. So, did I understand? Just making sure I understood the words right. He said, we cannot produce tears.
We can't produce tears, but you do not need to fear because we don't need to produce. You don't need to fear because we're not willows and we can't produce tears anyways.
Yep. Okay. I thought yeah. So then I'm gonna sit next to Emery. I'm gonna go like, hey, I don't know if willows actually cry, and your quest might be in trouble.
Those aren't willows, though. Have you seen a willow before? Got the
Maybe.
long- They kind of look like they're like weeping, like they've got the leaves and they come down and they're long. He doesn't have that.
Okay.
You hear the council convene of these timbermen, and it quickly comes. You guys come to realize that as they come in, they're talking about Watandu last and their position, and it's very obvious that Bularau is one of the prominent figures here, and he discusses their efforts in rekindling their position here with developing new timbermen with the dryads, etc., and that they have perhaps, although they have seen much success, that their relationship with the other tribes has been put to strain, and that though their needs are true, one of the other timbermen speaks up, who appears to be like a very light beechwood with a bunch of twigs going almost like straight back. And he discusses like, hey, even though our plight is real, we have a responsibility to the other people in the woodlands that we've been providing this whole time. And we can't necessarily dismiss the impact that we're changing the ecosystem. And some of the other ones are like, that's the Woolen's job. And then they're like, yeah, which they're making a point about right now. They're going to correct this stuff if we don't knock it off, or if we don't at least curtail what we've been doing to a smaller area. And then some of them say, well, can't the Sylvan help us? Who cares which territory, if we're in Tondu Last or if we're in the Sylvan tribe area? Our problems are going to come to the forefront for them. Like if we die out, if we have issues, then they're gonna have bigger issues in the long run. And they say, well, the Scylla aren't really listening to us about this. They don't care. They're standoffish. They're territorial. They want it their way or the highway, so to speak. And so they're running into those issues. And they go, well, don't forget about the Tekeknu's role in this. They also have been helping us with our experiments. And that is part of the problem, is that they are also overpopulating their area and becoming a bigger issue for the Scylla. Maybe we can separate ourselves from the Tekeknu. And then one of the other ones says, it's like, and abandon our buddies? That simply cannot be. So they're kind of going around and around in circles in this a little bit. And Bularau leads them to the long-standing point of, Watandu Last has been helping us this whole time. We need to pursue this for us specifically. Otherwise, there won't be an us in the future. And then hopefully we can, with the backing of Watandu Last, come to the Scylla with a better place to argue, and come to the Flan with a better position to argue. But either way, there needs to be a voice amongst the Wooland for us. And having Watandu Last represent us is just an extra layer of insulation. So they're kind of like going back and forth on this, and that they kind of stop there for a moment, and they say that we'll come back to this later on, but that's kind of where they're sitting at the moment. At that point, Figured kind of waves you guys over and tries to... I'm assuming you guys come over, right? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
Little ones. It is soon time that we can talk about the plight that you have been dealing with, but I wanted to I wanted to introduce you to a friend of mine. And he gestures over to the beechwood that had been talking earlier. This is my friend, Insomnium. It's been a long time since we were able to speak. Oh! Count slowly turns over at you guys. Hello!
Hi there.
I'm Insomnium.
Insomnia. It's an interesting name. I'm Emery.
Thanks. It's
I'm
nice.
Ilya.
Wretch.
I think I've seen your kind. And he looks down at Ilya. Norn. You're a Norn.
Indeed I am.
That's nice.
Is.
He kind of looks back at the rat. Did you say Wretch or Wretch Braventail?
I just said wretch.
Hi, Wretch.
Hi.
Your kind is welcome.
Well, that's good. I wouldn't have anywhere else to go. Kind of in the middle of the woods here.
Scrot be with you. Oh. And Dahlia. Huh.
Thanks. I'll pass along your message next time I get in contact. The surface out here isn't particularly great. Start looking up at all the trees.
I am familiar. The communication. It's quicker in Lemoore. It's faster there. We take longer here. He looks over at Emery. To speak to each other. Isn't that right?
Yes. Speed slows down a bit when you get outside the hustle and bustle of the city.
It's good. Here. For the heart.
I have a question.
Sure.
We have had something or someone very unsavory following us. Tremendously violent. Decapitated some animals, disemboweled a crocodile, took its head. Don't really know what's up with that. Left a head, and did Wretch tell us about the Mirage?
Yeah.
Okay. And there was it left a trap for us, and our Latin friend here, Mr. Braventail, had a glimpse of what was like a heat wave or a mirage. Does any of that sound familiar? And also
Braventail.
describe some of the wounds that I saw.
That is familiar.
End of story.
Yeah, so, but so he goes, Braventail, that is familiar. And then he looks back at you and goes, huh, Mirage. Could you explain Mirage?
Like a dream, but in real life. And when you get closer, it goes away.
Huh.
Something you think is there. It's like when heat rises on a humid
It's like
day.
a pool of water on a still day.
Yeah. That'd be it. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
A pool of water on a still day I have seen.
Yeah, this guy's
Also-
kind of a barrel of laughs.
Carnation. It's full of predators.
The predator.
I warn you. There are lots of creatures here. Where were you? The
Oh.
Thicketlands? The feeding grounds?
Yes,
The Thicketlands.
the Thicketlands.
You are being hunted.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Thank you.
Okay.
There are many predators.
You're being
here.
hunted, and we're gonna murder it. This is all right. We're just accelerating this conversation.
Anyways, I wish I could help more. You could help me. You from Lemoore. Or the Highlands. Norn.
I am Norm, yes, and we are all traveling from Lemoore.
There is moss in the Highland Faults. It is sold by Chettlecorp, as a matter of fact. And many of the denizens of the Highlands know of it. I sometimes request from Lemoore supplies. This would be them. It is called feathered filigree moss. I could pay.
But I won't.
Is that something I would know about?
I've heard of Shuttlecorp before.
You're not from the Highlands, you're from the Winterlands, which is a totally different area, but there are Norns in the Highlands. Basically, he's just saying, hey, there's some supplies in the Highlands that I need. You can get them from Lemoore, but I can't get them here. Could you guys pick up some feathered filigree moss for me?
We have some tasks ahead of that, which may consume much of our time. But we are returning to Lemoore eventually, and I believe that is something we are willing to do, but I don't want to speak for the whole party.
I'm fine with that.
Not to be that guy, but what do we get out of it?
I am willing to pay. You have silver in Lemoore? I could pay the weight of the feathered filigree moss in silver.
That's pretty cool. All right, I'm down. I do like getting paid so I can buy food and not die.
So
not
you could
dying
get,
is on like my top 10 things to do today.
for every one encumbrance of the moss you bring him back, he'll give you 1 encumbrance of silver, which I believe is like a 50 to 50 ratio, or a 50 to 5. No, it's a 1 to 10 ratio, so 10 silver apiece, pretty much.
That's pretty good.
Because every 5 is 1 encumbrance, I believe.
All right.
It's a fair deal.
Where should we meet you to hand this moss off to you? Because we've traveled several days to get here, and several days just to get to these lands from Lemoore, to my recollection.
That is a good point. We will be here at the Nexus for a bit. Which... Ooh, actually, never mind. Moments passed on that, but we could perhaps send a messenger to Bracken Bastion to check in.
Character.
Excuse me.
I mean, that sounds fine to me. Anybody cares, but little wretch Braventail things.
Yeah, I think we'd be willing to do that. Do you know... Have you heard of the Sons of Yin?
No.
No.
I do not know these sons. Are they related?
Debatable. Okay, well, that answers any follow-up questions I might have.
Yep. Do I know this? Did that come up before with the Sons of Yin? I'm trying to remember.
That was, they're related to my quest for the Dajang.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's come up before.
I'm assuming that's not something I would.
You certainly
recognize?
do not recognize that, no.
Okay.
Certainly do not. Oh.
All right.
But Wallaby kind of perks up as you mention the Sons of Yin. As a matter of fact, he kind of looks over at you and kind of like an eyebrow raised. He goes, "Well, this has all been very great. But, unfortunately, I think that we've got some other stuff to be doing, some friends to see. I hear Boolarap's got a lot of information for Emery here." I'm
You gonna
sorry.
think about the Sons of Yin, Wallaby?
Say hi to the clan for me. And Insomnian turns around and starts walking back.
Thank you, Robot Tree.
Thank you, Robot Tree.
Bye bye, Mr. Tree.
Everybody say bye to the Robot Tree.
Bye bye, Tree.
Wallaby's
Hate
like,
to see a leaf.
Ha!
Yeah.
Fucking got him.
Wallaby speaks up a little bit. Shanjavian is typically not something that's spoke about except behind closed doors. But I rest assured, none of these trees know what you're talking about. That's Shapian business. Back in the armpit of humanity.
All right.
I should be asking
No trouble,
myself.
man.
Have I got myself involved with business with the Sons of Yin? Because that could paint a different picture.
I'm starting to think I maybe should have stayed in my hole rather than deal with all this.
You got some good sloth meat out of the deal. I don't know about that.
And you're not dead. That would have been the alternative.
Eh. I'm resourceful. A resourceful little guy.
And that's you chose to make the deal. Have confidence in your previous decisions, little one. You're smart as ever. And you were smart then when you made the deal. You're resourceful. I'm resourceful. I know it when I see it.
I know I'm being flattered, but I'm gonna allow it.
Besides, wouldn't you want to be doing some good anyways? Get out, see the world, repair things when it's needed. That's what Dahlia's all about, isn't it? Fixing what you see, returning it to its rightful place.
Laying those poor tortured souls to rest. That was a fine deed we did.
Yeah, and there's certainly a toxic atmosphere around here lately.
Toxicity.
So Wallaby asked you, what are you doing related to the Sons of Yin?
There is a Dajang with his tusks capped in gold, who has in his possessions some magical stones about, yay big. I stretch my hands out, about 8 inches across.
They're not clear, are they?
That
Tell me,
ought to be returned.
geodes? Speak more. Describe these stones for me, sir.
12 of them, about the size of an acorn squash.
12. Oh, that big. Oh. Okay.
And I have been quested to track them down and get them back.
For who?
The Iron Cathedral.
Oh boy. That's a bad guy name.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about the stone, do you? Acorn and size, but... Oh, and I think it's specifically in the size of an elder tree of acorn, by the way.
That was not specified.
Or size of a squash, right? So,
Yeah, acorn squash, quite large.
yeah. Acorn squash size, not size of an acorn.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, let's get to bracket action. Maybe I'll have some contacts involved.
Can I just try to get a read on Wallaby?
Sure.
Because he's saying that, because he's... I don't know if I totally trust Wallaby right now.
Sure.
What would that be?
Interpretation.
Interpretation? That makes sense. Great.
Oh man, shit roll.
2 success, 2 advantage.
As you're reading, like looking at him and having this conversation, he seems distressed at first when he starts talking about these stones. But then when he starts talking about the size of them, he just seems perplexed. Like at first he was like, "What?" And then he's like, "Wait, what?" He definitely seems concerned about the Sons of Yin. Less concerned about the Iron Cathedral, but still like, I don't know, man.
Okay.
Well, you said the ship came in from. Maybe we should talk.
Trust.
Yeah, maybe we should talk to the Sillin or the Flagon. It sounds like they're a bit prickly right now, but
Trees are prickly.
they're Woodland. Get educated, wretch.
Oh.
Wow. Well, we're not meddling in their affairs necessarily. We're just kind of along for the ride.
Yeah. That could turn out well, but maybe your Dajang friend was along for the ride. It sounds like he didn't get where he wanted to go, and I would very much so like to get where I would like to go.
Working on it, sir. Sorry for the detour.
Yay, detour.
So you guys have had a chance to talk to Insomnium. You have not yet talked to Bularao.
Yeah, I'd like to if they're still on break.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still on break.
They're still on.
Do you have just a couple of moments? Don't mean to be a bother.
Oh, yeah. She kind of turns around to face you.
Sorry for holding up the lives of such young kin as your friends here. I and you are on a time scale that few recognize amongst the kin of the sapient. What is it that I can help you with?
No problem at all, sir. Thank you. But I've been asked to procure, something that I'm having a bit of trouble finding, and I'm hoping you'd be able to lead us in the right direction. We've been looking for the true, weeping willows, some tears of those.
He's kind of like nodding very slowly as you're speaking.
Indeed, you need the tears of a weeping willow. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I cannot give such a thing to you, but I know where you might find such. Typically, a weeping willow would not give something like that to you freely. But of late, we've had some issues in our attempts. And now, attempts to bring some of our comrades into the giant block. There were a few weeping willows. Unfortunately, they did not take to the transition well and have succumbed to become memory trees themselves.
Memory trees.
Memory.
Yep.
Jeez.
They went mad and fled.
They went mad and fled. How does that... Well, that's probably rude to ask how that process works. I'm sorry.
Unfortunately, they are like a newborn baby, and these ones equipped with powers that are fickle in nature. They did not seek the succor of their own kin, but the needs to prey on flesh.
Are they still willows then, or are they something else entirely at that point?
We of the Timbermen believe the Dryads to be in spirit that which was before. Succumb to the process of the Dryad. Production would be referred to as Bularao in my second life. But I would not have the memory as I have now. So, in essence, you can be yourself, but also be something new. If it is looking for alchemical natures for potions, your tears will be the same.
So you're saying the tears are going to be chemically the same.
Right. Such a shame that what happened. I don't... Gee, and I hate it. Sounds rude to ask where they went, but I'm unfortunately on sort of a tight time frame, so if they're close...
We know ourselves, but unfortunately we lack the resources. They have been out of our hands for some time. However, they have taken up a roost I'm sure you can find. You can find them stalking a valley between the Bracken Bastion and Paradisium, travel south along the Cape until you are aligned with the spine of Nerat. Then go inland until you come across the yellow and red elder tree. Descend to the thicket lands and the willows will find you. Of that I am sure.
You said you would take them out yourselves, you mean?
Indeed. They have become like beasts, and the willow is dangerous. They have a natural defensive mechanism in their ears, which normally fends off the ingressors of the lumberjack and other sapient looking to prey upon the wood of the trees. Here, however, it does much harm as they prey upon the creatures that roam the land.
So you would want us to take them out if we could?
We have no qualms with such.
See.
It is unfortunate and breaks our heart, but we understand the nature of these things.
Okay. Well, I appreciate the help. We'll attend to that next, I think. Is there anything you on your end would need from us or before we go?
We have much to think about and may call upon aid when necessary. But as for now, we have a quandary with what time do last with which to settle. At this moment, our kind utilizes the Tekepnu to bring in supplies from the west.
Let me pull up something quick here.
And if you could escort them as they have been waylaid by the Plague and the Civil tribes, it would be most advantageous for us. However, it could jeopardize future relations you have with the Silly Plague.
Basically, the Tekeknu have been, when they run out to go grab bodies of creatures and stuff like that, dead bodies, and bring them back to Carnation so they can continue their experiments, they've been getting nabbed by... They're basically getting nabbed as poachers of resources. So they need people to help protect them while they're doing their stuff, if you'd be willing to help. Also, like I said, Insomnium had something that he would like to help with. And then Bularau just asks for if there's information from the outside world. That could help him.
I don't think Wretch has any. I don't believe.
I don't know that anything that Art had would be helpful for them. But there is something about, like, the way... Like, the Onyx are searching for something similar. In a way.
Yeah.
But I just don't know a lot about that.
Yep, the Onyx are looking for something similar. Also, there's some people, like Bushman Farms wants resources from the woodlands. So there's, like, that could potentially be useful to them, depending, you know, if they need extra outside support. Otherwise, you guys haven't obviously explored too much with the surrounding area since you had to get the hell out of Lemoore quickly.
Was the people who wanted to trade or something? Was that like the?
That's Bushman Farms, and then you guys ran into the Centaur group as well. The Buckums.
Okay. I guess there's no harm in mentioning those things.
What do you mention? Like, go ahead and first person what you're actually going to tell him about people.
Yeah. Does anybody remember that very well? I don't.
I also do not really.
Sorry.
I know that one of the things that the the Buckums were telling you guys about was that the Bushman Farms had an interest in starting to basically industrialize the gathering process of the resources in the woodlands. Dante Ogilvy, one of the local farmers, was asking if the Buckhams could help him with making up blueprints for equipment that could harvest some of that local flora. And they were all like, "Fuck off, mate! It's our job! You're not going to be putting us out of jobs!" So, that's some of the stuff that was happening nearby. You knew about the goo from the Crystal Tarn, but that's not necessarily something that you really pursued, so they wouldn't know anything about it, nor would they. Do you know anything that would be of value to them as of yet for that?
Right. Do you deal much with the Onyx in these parts? Have you met? There's a rather very hostile group of them that attacked my old tribe, and it sounded as if they were trying to search for the meaning to their whole existence and how they could procreate as well. Struggling through quite a lot of the same issues, it sounds like you have been.
Kind of squints a little bit.
Very well. What is this group and how many?
Wallaby goes, that's all well and good, but we probably don't want to be dabbling in any of that stuff right now. And as a matter of fact, we have to go talk to Teketnu about how the Onyx have not been very friendly with their compatriots of late.
No, they're very hostile and seem to be aggressive towards other groups. I would avoid them, but
Unfortunately, radical violence. It's radical behaviors. It is a radical time when your lineage is found to be put at risk. I might reach out for these Onyx. Do you know a local contact?
And you can tell Wallaby is trying to like shut up the conversation, but like just how much you've piqued Boolarow's interest, he's kind of like brushing Wallaby's comments aside, so to speak.
unfortunately, no. They killed a lot of my people, so.
You do know that they go by the Bronze. There's a gang called the Bronze in Lemoore who are associated with the Cries of Reparation.
Oh, I'm not saying that though.
Okay. I'm just letting you know
Yeah.
that that's what you know, in case you were like trying to roleplay what you knew, but didn't remember those.
research myself. If you happen to find a delegate from these Onyx, perhaps you can appoint them to me. We would pay handsomely for knowledge in our endeavors. Alas, perhaps the Queen may know.
Queen.
He's referencing the Queen of the Tekeknu, whose name I am spacing on right at this exact moment.
Yeah. Oh, they're written down somewhere.
I think it's
Her name's
Lashayeth,
Shirley.
off the top of my head. That could be wrong.
But Luxandre.
Thank you, Luxandre.
Okay.
So-
All about going around lately, the Buckums, do you do much with them? It sounds like they kind of do some trading and everything in the woods.
The Buckums are good people. And they have traded with us. Respect the forest.
I'd people watch out for the Bushman farms. They seem to be trying to put together some sort of equipment to also snag some resources from the woods, but Buckums weren't very happy about that idea.
It is unfortunate that Lemorans can't respect the bounds of their own purview, but I cannot say that us here in Carnation have much of a leg to stand on in the same. Well, if you happen to have more information for us, please come back and trade, lest I welcome you otherwise to your endeavors and your hunt.
Your hunt for the
Yeah.
Weeping Willows.
Can't believe we went through this whole thing and not one of the trees cried.
Right. I don't know.
Quick, somebody litter.
Never.
Fucking God.
All he has to drop are more sticks.
It's still littering.
I mean, yeah, that's not where sticks are supposed to be.
Okay, if somebody walked into your meeting and dropped a bunch of your children's fingers on the ground, some of you might cry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just saying.
If there's a pause in the conversation, Wallaby's going to attempt to do the well, we gotta get going thing.
Yeah. I'm good. Feel like I don't know if anybody else needs.
Wretch is fine with moving on. I mean, we have a bunch of things to go do.
Wallaby gets you a bit of ways and starts heading west. And as you are heading west, he kind of goes, "All right, let's just friendly timeout, friendly time for us all to gather and have a nice family bonding experience, team bonding experience. All right." He kind of takes his whiskey bottle out, undoes the top of it, and takes another sip, starts closing it. So, there are certain things to know in this world that are dangerous. One of the core tenets is you do not mess with the branch. Share it with me now. You do not mess with the... Alright.
Which
Certain things,
I can't even understand what he's saying.
you don't mess with the bronze.
Hmm.
The cries of reparation are Shellich. Through and through. It is hard working with them. Many people who are smarter than me have taken to the tenets that you don't mess with Zealots. Zealots. There's just a lot of S noises that turn into CH noises.
Well,
Zealots.
What about the affiliates of Zion?
Oh, Village Giant. That's like some of them, maybe. The cries of reparation actually belong to a part of the affiliates of Giant. They're the worst of the group.
The what's the rest?
Affiliates of Zion. I have a substantial personal vendetta against the affiliates of Zion.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You're probably looking for the cries of reparation. They're the most. They're the most radical of the group.
What is all of it? I have no idea what these terms are.
The Onyx.
Complicated.
The Onyx are a complicated people. They do not think like us. They do not have lifespans like us. They do not have kin to take care of in the same senses. They don't understand their place in the world. They're confused. They're as alien to us as the restless are. The specific restless who had not dead and come back to life. They came from long ago. They don't even know why they're alive. No one knows. There's talk, yes, that the Kelligir dwarves made the Onyx. How would that make you feel? Knowing that someone just conjured you up. And then they forgot how to do it and abandoned you, and now you're at war.
Sounds miserable.
The Onyx, the village of Zion, they believe in the Quartenage that Zion put out, which are redemptive for the Onyx. It puts them in a special light. Yada yada. They're tried and true people of the world. They're awoken dwelling itself. This world, they are the spokespersons of the world, etc., etc. The cries of reparation, they take a bit of a different twist to it, alright? A twist that you don't want to get involved with, because at the end of the day, none of us are Onyx. Okay? You have to remember that. You will always be an outsider. You will always be a pawn to be moved by them. And they have a very specific goal, and that's not to be holding hands singing Kumbaya.
What's their goal then?
To unlock life for themselves.
I like singing.
I don't want to hold hands, but go for a good chorus.
So, I'm trying to understand quick the difference between the affiliates of Zion and the cries of reparation.
Yeah, so the affiliates of Zion are a faction of Onyx. They are basically a prophet of theirs told them that they could inherit all of dwelling if they unlocked the power of script magic. They were like, hey guys, like, we are like the natural babies of dwelling itself, right? And we could figure out how to awaken the world itself if we just learned how to continue forth with this. Another group broke away from this group and went even more radical. If they're all of the children of dwelling, then everything that grows from the earth is stealing from them, and therefore can be used and disposed of at their whim. Those are the cries of reparation. They believe that y'all just parasites.
All right.
It's a very unproductive way to look at the world.
Unproductive is our middle name.
Yeah, it's like their whole problem is being reproductive. Yeah, so, yeah, they're There's some other groups involved amongst the Onyx, but those are the two that you guys asked questions about. So.
So is that... Who could have done that to my tribe, then? That could have been the group that did that to my tribe, so...
If you have questions, ask, Mr. Wretch.
I'm having a hard time hearing what Sarah's saying.
Oh, she said that could be the group that did that to my tribe.
Okay.
You know, the affiliates of Zion are the one who took my father. And complicated and imperfect as a man he was my father. Maybe still is.
Did they
Wait, maybe,
steal him
maybe
away?
still is.
I'm not sure if he's a was or if he's an is at this point.
Yeah.
And the only way to find out is the affiliates of Zion. And it's a debt that was incurred in blood and maybe paid with blood.
I'm sorry, but your father was taken from them. He's either in complete indentured servitude or he's dead.
Well, in either case, I want closure and...
A drink! He hands you.
Wallaby has kind of a one-track mind, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got a couple. He really likes survival and staying the hell out of some particular political stuff if he can avoid it.
They enslaved almost my entire tribe. They almost got my brother.
Yeah, they are... While I try to avoid meddling in the affairs of others, they have taken it upon themselves to cause tremendous sorrow to myself, to our families, to our people, and they have used faith to assure themselves that it is sorrow that we have earned. There's a deep place in my soul which finds disgust in any such people, especially those who enslave others.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I suppose there's not much we can do about it here. Well, he's right on that part anyway.
Oh, just so you guys...
Still have to find ourselves a crying tree, huh? Don't we? And or a bunch of fungus for a bunch of money, or secure some trade rights, or there's a lot to do.
Or you can go to the Bracken Bastion, which is where Wallaby wants to go, and is where you can find G.
Yeah, I think the Bracken Bastion's our closest target at this point, right? We could get Wallaby there, and then if you guys wouldn't mind after that, going to try to find those poor lost willows on a rampage.
Yeah, okay.
By the way, the day that you guys met Figured was a Twillet day.
Okay.
Is there if we take a quick break to use the bathroom and such?
I was actually just going to mention that. I'll go top of my beer. Let's start back up at 8:10.
All right.
Sounds good.
Okay. Is anyone out there? Because it's getting harder and harder to pee. Hello? Hello. What's up, dude?
Living the dream.
Licking boots.
Eating souls. Licking boots. We got Dusty.
Rusty Dusty? I don't know where he is.
Oh,
Cool. All right.
excuse me, sir. I'm stainless.
Oh, okay. All right. Inappropriate. This is a family stream.
I'm that. I'm like the Christian Minecraft server.
All right.
This is
You guys continue your trip west to get to the Bracken Bastion, much to the ease of Wallaby and Emery. And on your way, I need you guys to give me another. So you guys go to. As it starts to get dark, what do you guys do? You guys stay in the feeding grounds where it's almost perpetually dark? Do you go up to the thicketlands, away from where most of the predators travel? Or do you go all the way up and try to find your way into the canopy? Which would take a lot of time to find the ascents.
I think we should go to the thicketlands, but I'm going to scoop up some dirt and mix it with water to make a kind of slurry and hold it in a bag.
Okay.
all right.
Cool.
Because if ever we spot what's hunting us, I want to tag it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea. It just sounds funny.
Yeah, just gotta get me some dirt.
It's gotta get me some dead. Okay.
Which check did you want us to do?
So you stuff some dirt into your haversack. Yeah?
Yeah, which check did you want us to do?
Well, it would be for when you guys are bedding down for the night. So you don't have to do any
okay.
check for that. As you guys move off and bed down for the night, which you told me in the thicketlands, do you guys make a fire? What's your thoughts?
Feel safer with a fire than.
Yeah, probably fire.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta have a fire.
Okay. You make the fire.
It's not rude to start a fire, is it?
No.
Okay.
Thicketlands are like it would be really hard to set an elder tree's bark on fire. Like you'd clear out some of the thicket. And there's a lot of green stuff. Like you wouldn't have issues.
And Treebeard left us, right? So it's just us, Wallaby.
Yeah, you guys have been heading west now for a day.
Okay.
I'm going to need you guys to tell me about how you guys set up for the night, who's taking first watch, etc. If you guys put any extra precautions.
Do we need to move through the woods quicker? You know, just faster. I feel like that thing is still watching.
You want to go through the night?
I don't know.
I think we should still keep watch, but whatever's hunting us is very strong, very vicious, and very intelligent. So if there's some way we should set ourselves up to be able to spring into action very quickly. And although setting a trap did not work as we hoped last time, there's got to be a way for us to at least have some kind of advanced warning, you know?
Yeah. Hmm. You can just. If I had something
Yeah.
that just would make a noise, something when it crossed it, but I just don't know. You were seeing it like in the trees, like saw something in the trees. We don't even know if it was that thing, but I just don't know how to even trap for a thing like that. Don't know anything about it.
Just the most ferocious fox, and it's already dead.
Yes. Not quite. Got a feeling it's not.
Up to you guys.
I mean, Wretch is gonna offer to take first watch, but I don't know about all this like extra stuff.
Don't know if I'll be able to sleep. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna not set any traps because I don't know that they'll be effective. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too smart to fall for my traps.
I'm going to offer Wretch some of my soil slurry and suggest that if he sees it, to give it a toss. Wait, hold on. Question. Hypothetically, Emery is able to, she's able to push magic into her materials, right?
Into organic materials.
Yep.
Okay, organic materials.
So if it's made from cloth or wood or something like that, then yes.
I can make organic materials act of their own / my will.
Okay. So I guess my thought is if we, somehow tag this thing and track it, but I'm wondering if we can do that with magic. Like, imbue whatever organic material we throw at this thing with magic and use magic radar or something like that to tell how far away it is.
I don't think I have anything like that, unless Josh says different.
Not really. That's not really in your purview.
One thing I could do is
You could conjure a
make
woodland.
a little. That's what I was about to say. Make a little critter that would watch for it, like an owl. Who
Do
could
you
try
have to be awake to
see it.
maintain those? I would think so.
Correct, but she could make something that was small and had flight. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, like I can
Yeah,
make
during your watch.
And she doesn't need to spend a lot. That's not like her big constructs, which take her a long time. She can do this in the matter of seconds.
Okay.
Well,
that would be a
let's not
great
say
idea.
seconds. I have to literally build something reminiscent
it's
of
an
an
action,
owl,
right?
and then
What's an action to make?
Yep, I was just saying
6 seconds is an action, typically speaking. So you could theoretically because it's such a small creature, you could scoop up some leaves and some branches, and you could shape it and whoosh.
Okay.
It wouldn't take you having to actually fucking assemble it.
Okay.
That's how I imagine it is. Otherwise, unless you already have some woodland beings already mocked up in your bag, and you're just and that's why it's 6 seconds, then that's how it can be too.
Pocket sand.
Yeah. Here's I've got an owl. I've got just throw my Pokeball out there. It's fine. Yeah, no, I could do that, but probably during my own watch and not.
Yeah, you need to be conscious for it.
I'll wake up second then. And the owls can see at night, right? So we want to use something like that at the darkest time, right? I feel like that's when he's most likely to strike too. Keep saying he. We don't even know what it is. Sounds like a plan. I'll try to sleep.
Okay. So we got Raventail for first watch.
Yep.
Okay.
Just taking my watch.
Give me a discipline check, and then give me a vigilance check.
Was that
Okay.
from Wretch?
You will all be doing the discipline check here soon enough, so you can go ahead. And roll.
Discipline is 4, 2, and a triumph.
Bam. Okay, now give me your vigilance check.
2 and 1. Hoping that triumph helps me in some way because I didn't do it on my own.
2 and 1.
2 and 1, yeah.
For success on the discipline.
Okay. And then Emery.
2 success, no advantage.
Okay. Wretch.
Hello?
Your your night's watch goes out without anything going on. It's like pretty sky. Every now and then you hear some birds. A scurry here or there. Nothing to tip you off.
And then
Got it.
I'll wake up and try to use my thing.
Okay. So what's the difficulty of the spellcast?
Average.
Okay, thank you.
You've got to be kidding me. If I have advantage, no success.
Okay. You're still a bit stressed. I think, and the fear of the night keeps you jumpy. Since the spell doesn't go off, though, you can keep casting it. I mean, it's 6 seconds to cast. It just costs you 2 strain each time you do it, and there's a chance that you'll develop enough threats for a big failure.
Okay, I got this 4 success, 2 advantages.
Okay. So you do cast a spell. Would the woodland beings have any particular specific benefits other, like immediately that's like written down? I think it's like boosts. They can provide boosts on checks or setback on enemies.
They can hinder or assist actions during structured combat when reasonable.
Yep. So
otherwise, they follow basic commands.
So they can in this particular system they can help you keep a lookout.
Yep.
And I would allow you to upgrade your vigilance check if you developed any sort of creature that would have perceptive abilities.
Sounds good.
Okay.
I was going to do an owl.
Okay. Give me a vigilance check and upgrade your vigilance check.
One and one.
1 and 1?
Yep.
What's your defense?
Oh boy. 0.
0?
Yep. Which I've never had a character with 0 before.
Can you roll me 2d4?
Oh boy.
Just hold on to that for a second.
Or-
I need to do...
and just don't say those
Yeah,
yet.
just hold on to it for a second.
Okay.
Okay. What is... I don't have the right dice. Okay, what'd you roll?
A 4 and a 2.
4 and 2? Okay. Alright, roll your 1 purple die now. As you hear, just in a moment, you hear a branch up above you.
One
And-
failure.
As you look up, sorry, I have to check all this fucking...
Struggling, huh?
I know. Let's hear to transfer. Okay, this is success. Okay, so I think I have to roll. Can I have a
Lost
yellow die?
Dusty.
What? I'm still here.
Oh, and we must have
Lost
lost Josh.
Josh.
Well,
There's
We
Josh.
got Josh.
Did the Predator get him?
sounds like it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Something
Okay.
happened to me?
Yeah, you disappeared.
You went away for a
No,
second.
but
Would.
I'm back?
You're
the-
back
your
already, it's
image.
fine.
Anyway, I might have to bring your video back.
Yeah, I gotta pop this up too. Sorry, this person's stat block is so big.
Oh, good.
No.
Right.
But did you hear that important detail slip?
What?
Person.
Okay.
Got
Does it bleed?
So what did you roll on your purple die?
1 failure.
1 failure. Okay, so there gets to you feel this immense weight land on your back, pushing you to the ground. So I will spend my 2 advantage on knockdown, and you are grappled. You also are now pinned in place. You feel their immense weight on you. Your encumbrance is increased by 7 while they have you pinned in this way. You cannot perform attacks. You lose your agility defense, all of your agility defense, until you win control of the grapple.
Okay.
Um,
You said 7.
as they hit you, they're gonna you take 14 damage. Sorry, 15 damage.
Uh-huh.
And he's going to crit you.
Uh-huh.
And he's got Weaken Prey. Rolls twice for crits and picks his favorite of the 2. I think I like 79.
Ouch. Okay, I'll look at what that is. That's
It would be
I
awful
scream.
nice. Oh, a scream?
Yeah. So, essentially, this thing lands down on top of you and then spears you right into your back.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel something just pierce right through you. And as you scream, are you knocked out?
No, but let me check my strain because you just reduced my strain threshold
threshold?
by 7. So, my question to you, good sir, is that I slept for the first shift, and I woke up for the middle shift. How much strain did I or did I not recover?
Did you do your 2 spells in the middle of that?
I did my 2 spells after that, yeah.
You can choose to recover all of your strain before you slept, sorry, during your first half of your sleep or your second half of your sleep. But if you do it for your first half of
Okay,
your
I
sleep...
probably would
then-
have chosen to do it for my second half, considering.
Okay.
So not...
So then you would have
nailed
had...
it yet.
You would
So I
have
have
all
minus... So my threshold was 13. So minus 7. Me. It's 6, right? So I am okay. I am not knocked out.
It hits you again.
Great. Awesome.
Do Dustin and I wake up like just
Yeah, she screams.
I scream.
that? Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
like it's gonna hit. It was gonna hit twice, and we hadn't been like spoken to yet. And I was like, just
Correct.
making sure. Do I have to do a check to make sure I heard a scream?
No, you guys wake up to the hearing the scream.
He just
Okay.
hits me again before.
Correct. Which it will do is... Yeah, okay. It gets a boost die. You just get your 1 purple.
Mm-hmm. 1 threat and that's...
1 threat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's going to crit you again
Good.
and do 9 damage.
Good. 9 damage.
So if I'm not seeing any downsides to this encounter, is this guy gonna actually do anything or what?
Right.
A little wuss.
That's going to be 69.
Even when you add the...
Nice.
After I add the 10.
Well, since that's another 6 to my frickin' strain threshold, yes, I'm down. My health is perfectly
Okay.
at like 18
Oh.
of 18, and my strain, I think I have 0 strain at this point. If you took 6 more off, right? So
Gotcha.
yeah, like I literally have a strain threshold of 0.
Okay, so
Like-
he lands on your back, pushing. You feel these 2 talons go deep into your shoulder blades. Then you feel the spear slam down into your spine, and as you do, you howl. And Wretch and Ilya, you wake up,
And the pain knocks me out.
and what you see is standing on top of Emery is a figure that is about the same height. Maybe just a touch taller than Ilya. Wiry in shape. And it's so hard for you to figure out what you're looking at because it's got this moving camouflage on it that goes out for a brief moment. And what you see is a beaked face. And behind the face is a plume of feathers shooting back in a conical, almost like a chieftain's garb kind of hat style of an eagle-like face, but on the body of a lanky, lean human. And it's got its talons pierce through the back of the shoulder blades of Emery. But just as you look at it, it's not like in the process of still spearing Emery. It's already leaving. And it's like off in almost as quick as it struck. You can hear like a winding and like a scraping down the tree and a jumping.
So it's just gone?
It's just tearing off.
So much for my dirt.
I would give you a coordination roll against its athletics to see, or against its coordination to see if you can throw your mud at it before it gets a chance to leave.
Goodness me. Let's hope so.
Gonna have some rollies.
I don't feel so good.
Hey,
You know,
Sarah, you're not even conscious enough to say that. Stay in character.
Or success, 1 advantage.
Right.
4 success, 1 advantage. Yeah, I'll say tie goes to the heroes, man. You have just enough time to respond and fling something at this thing as you go to get up. You can either do that, or you can try to like dive to try to grab it or something along those lines if you would like.
I have attack of opportunity, don't I? Does that apply here?
I'm gonna say it won't apply because you're prone and unarmed while you're sleeping.
Oh. That unarmed thing doesn't sound too... Yeah, I think I better just try to grab this thing.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're gonna
yeah.
get up as it starts to turn around to run away, and you're gonna try to jump towards its back.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have a grapple check. So you can do either a coordination or athletics to attempt to grapple.
Well, I think I'm going to do a athletics. Oh, 1 success, 4 advantage.
Not enough. He's got 2 success, 6 advantage. He ducks at you, jump for him, and you just miss as his talon scoops up, and like you can almost catch one of his toes, but he's too quick, and he circles around on the tree, like almost running up it, and jumping to another branch. And as he's jumping to the next branch, your eyes are trying to like you lose focus on what is actually him.
Right.
Yet.
I'm gonna try to tend to my fallen teammate.
Very well.
So, did Sarah take any actual damage or just strain?
I took all the way. I took 18 damage of my 18 threshold, and
Okay, and now your strain is 0 out of 0.
my strain is I have 4 strain and 0 threshold. Like.
Okay. Now, for the DM, at 18 out of 18, if I got her strain under control, would she be conscious?
If you got her strain under control and she was at 18 of 18 on her health, she would be conscious.
Okay, so then assessing the patient, I can tell that, like, I don't know how we want to thematically do this, but she, like, can't catch her breath is more important than, like, bleeding out.
Yeah, being unconscious from your strain does not make you take extra crits.
Yeah.
At all. It just means you're stable but unconscious. So however you want to look at it.
So I'm going to use that spell of mine. That's very good. I'm going to use Maim Mending. I'm going to mend your maimage.
That would be lovely.
Engage yourself, so I'm going to walk over, assuming there's no issues with me getting up from my bedroll and scrambling over to the fallen wood elf.
Yep, no, you're fine.
And then assess the patient, see that you're having trouble. Let's just say breathing. For the sake of it, let's just say breathing is what you can't catch your breath. Yeah. There was maybe some poison on the tip or something, and I'm going to deal with that first.
You just got a collapsed lung.
Yeah. Call upon Dahlia. Return this lung to its original form, please. Okay, so I need a hard difficulty check on failure reduced days. Okay, but I'm not going to fail, so I don't need to read that sentence. Easy clap. 4 and 1.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, so get rid of one of your crits.
Awesome. Okay.
And you're back to speaking?
Oh.
Yes?
Yes.
Just got one functional lung now instead of 2 dysfunctional lungs.
Yeah.
Hey, what happened to you, buddy? How's it going?
I don't know. Am I still alive?
Yeah, I think. So you do have a habit of raising things that aren't supposed to be alive and make them walk around, so I guess I really don't know what to think anymore. Haha. Haha, half joking, kind of concerned.
Uh,
Yeah, I got a glimpse of the thing that ganked you there. It's humanoid about my size, wiry talons, got an eagle mask. I don't know. Is that familiar to anybody?
Ugh, I don't think that was a mash gun.
Ah, so it was a Birdman.
Was a bird man.
The kind is not from around here. We'll have to ask. There are some amongst the Bracken Bastion who have run into their kind before.
there's their kind, like there's more than one of that.
Well, aren't we all our own unique butterflies, as they say?
Well, this butterfly I want to crush. And
Mush 'em.
I think we need to kill this thing yesterday, otherwise we are not making it to Bracken Bastion.
One
Do you
thing,
know what it is?
He's testing us.
is it like we're in its territory? Like, is that what this is? We just need to get out of his way?
Rest assured, if we get to Bracken Bastion, it's another day out. He's clearly an ambush predator. We've got other redeemed there. It'll be perfectly safe. Out here,
Perfectly
is-
safe.
his jungle by all appearances. I'm afraid I'm not much use. I can help out here and there, but maybe contract some of my French.
That's kind of like what the Asuelan do. They
I don't think this bird thing's kind is necessarily evil. It is hunting, after all. But, well, we can have allies. And it's not wrong to have allies in this particular situation. Not that I have many friends amongst my kind, I must say, but I still got a few. Rothradine will know what to do.
I think I'm just gonna.
I'll stay up the rest of the night and follow watch with everyone else who stays up. Make sure we have two eyes. He's only attacked when there's been one person up. He didn't seem to bother us with the other timbermen about. So at least there's that.
Maybe
Alright.
we should, from now on, have two people on watch, and I think I should have tried tagging him. I don't know how his camouflage works. It's a bit beyond me, but it's worth a shot. Something, because he did that much damage to Emery that quickly and viciously, unprovoked. Then who knows what it could do to the rest of us.
And mechanically,
Certainly.
just because you guys observed it, just so you guys understand how fast he is, he gets to go twice every round.
Ah,
So he's like double the speed of us, basically.
right. So, yes, he's very fast. He's very vicious. He is very, very efficient. So, I can only imagine that he's been watching us this entire time, and once we get moving again, he will continue to watch us. We need to find a way to suss him out, I guess, while we're traveling.
Why us though? Like,
That's a good point. And there may be opportunities to. Enemy of my enemy is my friend. My kind are known for finding profanities and hunting them, killing them. It may be that we can find some of my brethren, have them help us, or find something else, bigger game than us. This thing might be willing to hunt.
I'd rather kill that thing. I don't want to subject something else to this thing's hunt.
Profane, on the other hand, quite certainly deserve it. I don't think he's going to be coming back.
You don't think he'll be coming back tonight?
He's probed our defenses to see what we would do, how quickly we'd respond, to see if he can drop one of us in a fatal blow. No, I think that he'll get a much needed night's rest and hit us when he's fresh. But I'll stay up the rest of the night. You guys sleep, especially you.
Thank you. I'm not feeling so good.
You know, in Lord of the Rings, when I forget where they are when they're talking about it, but like Gimli's being kind of sour, and he says something, and he's like, "We'll see if something lasts through the night," and then someone else says something else, and he also just like follows that up with, "We'll see if they last through the night." That's how I feel now.
Yeah.
Nobody's making it out alive.
Right.
We're all dead.
Like,
Dead. Anyway. So we decided to stay up 2 at a time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So Wallaby volunteered to stay up for the rest of the night.
So then you guys can finish your shifts as you were.
I went first, so I think I going back to bed.
are you able to heal my health?
I didn't know if that counted as a combat encounter, but I can use healing on you if the...
Yeah, I would allow 1 for the combat and 1 for a short rest heal.
Other.
But since you've already
Thanks.
gotten your, I would say that you'll have to take half of this, like the strain that you use in this wake up session, will have to be kept on for the next day.
You son of a biscuit. Okay. I got a triumph, which I'm going to use as 2 success. Then I convert 2 of my advantage to 2 success, so I have 4 success, 3 advantage.
What's the difficulty?
Normal.
Okay. 2 failure.
2 failure, so 4 success, so that is 2. You heal 6 wounds, and 3 strain.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I hurt. And what were you saying about a short rest?
You can do a short rest heal on you again. It's like 1 for the combat and then 1 for after the combat.
Oh.
I can go again?
Yep, you can do a short rest heal and then use 1 for combat since it was a small encounter.
Okay.
They followed up.
Strain! Strain! That is 4 success for advantage, but wait a second before you answer, Josh. How's your health and strain looking, Sarah? Because I can change some of this advantage to health if you need it.
I have 12 damage on me and I have no strain.
Okay, so 6 and 2.
Thank you.
2 threat.
2 threats, then you heal 14.
Whoa.
6 times 2 plus 2, so 12 plus 2, 14.
Okay, thank you. Fully fresh. I just still have the secondary strain. I still have -6 on my strain threshold.
She's got another crit.
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
I need a breather on that one.
No. I just.
Yeah, but he hasn't checked
Communicate.
it yet, so it's not stuck on you for a week.
Okay.
As of
I
yet.
could do a medicine check on that, but I don't want to start the next day over half strained out.
No, that's okay. Just know just know that that's thing,
Yeah. Is there any reason I shouldn't do a medicine check on it?
Because if you fail,
You also don't have medicine tools, so it's gonna be harder. And whatever is your intelligence high and your?
I have
your
2
medicine?
intelligence, but I do have training in medicine. And I was thinking about using a story point to like make the reasoning. The reasoning would be like, well, I inflated the other lung. I mean, couldn't
No,
I?
you don't have to spend a story point. Like you spend a story point to upgrade the check to make it easier, right?
That's what I was thinking. And narratively, I was gonna say like Dahlia inflated the other lung in front of my eyes, and maybe medically I can take a shot at it and be like, that looked pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be an average difficulty, total. Even
Average
without-
difficulty
yeah.
versus 2 yellow dice. Yeah.
2 green.
Let's
2
go.
purples versus 2 yellows.
Yeah, so despite the Wood Elf's protest that I not do this, I'm going forward with it anyway.
really,
I'm just like, nah, shush, you dead, shush. Okay,
Scott,
looking at
you've
my
already
talents to
done
make sure
so
nothing.
much.
2 and 1.
That's exactly what you need.
Yes, sir! So it was, if I could take over the narration, good sir. Since it was barely what I needed, like, we got your lung filled up, but it was a struggle. Like, it took like 2 or 3 tries. And I was like, oop, this time. Oop. Okay, I know what I did wrong this time.
Oh,
But I got it. You're breathing.
thank you, my heroes.
Huh?
Yeah, it's nice
Don't
to
get
have a
stabbed
healer in
again.
the party. You're like completely refreshed after all that.
I feel fine. Yeah, that was amazing.
You just had a hard go. That was it.
I hope Birdman sees that and seeds, because he's quite rude.
Yeah,
Mm.
you're such a beautiful rat, and then I fall asleep.
Ah, you didn't mean that. I say as I clean off my hands with, I don't know, my cloak. They're fucking filthy.
On the next day, Wallaby leads you guys. Sorry, the rest of your guys' shifts go without anything, to spice it up. And on the next day, Wallaby leads you guys to the Bracken Bastion. It rises up through the thicketlands. How do I put this? You come across an elder tree that for some reason, there is not nearly as thick of a canopy at this tree. And the elder tree that I'm referencing is like a couple 100 feet in diameter. And along it, on the sides, are thick vines. Like, bigger than a train along the sides of it. And you can see that they are slowly moving, like twisting, and have these nasty thorns on them. And you see Wallaby hop over onto them, and they're moving at an almost imperceptibly slow rate. And he starts walking up it, and gestures for you guys to follow. And as you do, he leads you up this particular elder tree. And about 100 feet further up, you come up and you find yourselves on a flat. It appears that the top of this elder tree has been completely removed at some point or another. Completely flat. And on top of it, there has been a fort erected. And the fort walls are made of the same vines wrapping around doubly to form a wall that's 20 feet in height of these vines. And you can see that the two are conveying together in a way that creates like a meat grinder at the center. And the stump that you guys are on itself has been embedded with multiple geometric patterns of inorganic materials, stones that have been laid in certain ways. Like there's been gold rings and silver rings, almost like a tree striations set in place, and in other areas, mosaics made of obsidians and lead and other types of rocks and minerals all throughout, almost like this place is cobbled with it. And in the fort, rising above the walls, you see squat towers, and on these towers are strange glassworks, almost like greenhouses, with pipes of metals sticking out of them of various assortment, of what they do you are not particularly sure. The canopy above is thin enough that the sun comes down in basking radiance, and you can see glinting with reflecting light above you a massive net spanning over 200 feet above you over to the other elder tree branches, protecting this place from gods know what. And you can see in the other branches that span up to the canopy on the trees that are around this area, you can see other smaller outbuildings, rookeries, and stables. You can see a great griffin circle in the sky and land near one of these buildings and trot over, and it appears to have a nest of some sort nearby. And many other assorted creatures. There is a gigantic waterfall, several, in fact, coming off of the neighboring trees and coming down to splash not onto the main stump of the host tree to the fort of Bracken Bastion, but it falls into bowls that are made from branches coming off of the stump down below many levels, almost as if you can see from here that there must be some sort of interchambers to this stump, because there's exits onto what appears to be spa-like balconies and other areas that are used for smithing and other trades on these balconies made from bowls of trees on the outside of the elder tree itself. Welcome to my humble home, says Wallaby as he leads you guys in to this spanning gigantic fort. And as he does, the one thing that strikes you is that for how beautiful and magnificent this place is, and how much life there seems to be teeming in the neighboring trees, the fort itself seems to be rather empty. There are a couple of pink-skinned, fair figures sparring in the courtyard, fellow redeemed or Ace Wayland, comrades of Wallaby, and they don't appear to paying any of you any heed as he walks forward, passing another tower. Up ahead, there are a brace of doors that are opened into what appears to be some sort of great mess hall, and in there are a couple more figures talking amongst themselves. 8:57. I think this might be a great point to stop. Welcome, you have made it to the Bracken Bastion. It has been 12 days on your trip. You are 16 days before the next Twillet. And the summoning of Watandu last, and the harrowing words of Diala.
Yeah.
And that is what we'll pick up next time.
And the Bracken Bastion is empty!
Mostly.
All this way for nothing.
We got to see a Birdman almost murder a teammate. That was a lot. And you fixed her.
Then I
Yeah.
fixed her.
Completely and totally.
And there's a couple of people here. Might be able to help you.
Fair enough.
None of them are crying trees, so
Get through those eventually. They're closer than we were worried they might. So, I'll take it.
Just want some crying trees. It's really not that much to ask for.
Very invested in that now.
Absolutely.
It's literally the main quest to get out of this stupid forest. Go somewhere where people give you money for completing quests, not leaves and sap. Alright, good job fighting a dragon for us. You want a leaf? No, I can pick leaves up off the ground. Fuck you.
What if it's a really nice leaf?
The
Ow!
tree is going to give you silver in exchange for moss. So you're
I
going to be
know,
the one
he's
who's like bringing
Holy
the
tree.
What if it's
moss.
a tree star? Eh? That would be pretty delicious.
Yeah. It's
No.
awesome.
I just want gold so I can buy food. I don't want to take weird tree food. This everything's that.
Well, you'll have to see what these folks have to say.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's fine. I accept their offer of saying words.
All
I
right.
will allow it.
Very nice.
I
Well,
miss shins.
with that, we'll bid you guys adieu and pick back up in 2 weeks.